Coming up.
How have you been after all your traveling?
Good. Finally got rid of the company. Sounds terrible because I love having my daughter here and stuff, but just, like, it is when it's kids, it's just in general, like things get messed up and then it feels like you have to clean before they come and then you have to clean after they come. And you're just like, especially with a baby, there's like diaper bags and this and that and just so much stuff. It's just like kind of just go,
Yeah, but that's the thing about grandkids, isn't it? You can let them go back.
Bye. Yes, there is that part. That's pretty good. Not that I like, and I hate to make it sound like I don't love it because I do love it, and I do wish my daughter lived closer, and more so because I would love to just spend time with her, like on the regular,
Yeah.
where it's not like we have to make a big production out of it, but it's the way it is right now. So
how far? Excuse me. How far away is she?
It's about 6.5 hours.
Oh, okay, that's a decent drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one way. So it's hard to even like really enjoy it on a weekend because and then they got here at like midnight on Thursday.
You can't.
And
You
then
can't fly
Ivy
there?
was she just cried for like an hour when they got here. She just couldn't settle herself down. And it was like, she was kind of like, what the hell?
Right. They can't fly, or you can't fly there.
There's not like a direct flight. The closest they could maybe fly to, which would be very limited, would be St. Louis, and it'd be like an hour and a half. In which case, then we'd have to have
A rental
a
car.
specific car seat to her. I mean, there's a lot of logistics to it,
Yeah.
And they have a dog, and like he comes most of the time. He came this time, and he was good as gold. He was fine, even though he's kind of big. He's a corgi. He's kind of a dick sometimes, but there's that. Anyway, so I'll apologize in person for commandeering your group and running over last week and going, okay, now you're doing this with your group, Fred. Hope that's all right.
Yeah. The live.
I saw Ray did his.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whose day. Mine is tomorrow, so I think I need to go look in there while I have you in there because I don't know if I'm getting all the notifications in there.
That's Facebook. That's the problem with Facebook. Like when somebody posts stuff, you don't like. For example, I don't get anything on your wall from when you post on your wall. I've got to go look for it.
Really?
Yeah. So it's really weird, So because I do comment on occasion on your stuff, and I'd expect to get notified, but I don't. And Ray occasionally Ray posts most days, but it might be every third day I might get something. So it's really.
What's the name of the group again?
Sorry?
What's the name of the group again?
Community Networking Project.
Oh, it is under that. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was under that.
Or
it's because of the tagline. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that it's so weird it doesn't even want to come up. Which is also
my name taken in vain there.
Yeah, yep. We're talking about you, mate.
Said you were freaking
okay,
awesome.
I'll come back so you can have a free hand. Okay.
Nah, we said you were awesome. You don't want to miss that. I cannot find this. Did you kick me out?
I know that, Sherry.
Oh, maybe because I'm in the wrong profile.
In the chat.
It's not letting me see.
Sherry, I just dropped it in the chat.
Okay, well, that'll be faster. Hi, Mary. Let me see what I have.
Hi, what am I missing?
Oh, we were just talking about it, but we'll stop now.
We aren't talking about ya. We're talking with you. Where is my notification? Oh, there we go. Well, where? Oh, there we go. Manage. Okay, it's only giving me highlights. That's why. I hate that when they do that. Why do they ask you if they have profits?
What's up?
Okay. I just don't know why they don't ask you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with things like even with the like I send the messages out, you know, to remind us for these meetings. But you don't know how many people just drop in and ignore them or do stuff, you know. So it's okay, Nobby.
I'm over here laughing at looking at your thing on Ray with the crown. That was so good. You like the
Avatar.
noise?
You had me worried there when you said you were sitting there looking at my thing and laughing at it.
Yeah,
That is a possibility as well.
Reposition the camera quick, Nobby.
Oh, I had a cut and polish.
Oh dear. You're
Hey,
funny.
Mary. How's she, babe? Better?
Yeah.
Good. Good stuff.
How is
Don't
what?
let
did
him
you
anywhere
ask?
near Ray. Ray's got a magic pill. It'll fix anything.
Haha. He can't fix stupid and he can't fix it. Ignorance.
If it's not
Oh.
broken, don't fix it.
Did
You got-
you see that post I put up about stupid? I put up about being stupid.
No, I haven't yet.
Yeah, it was. I'll think of it. See if I can remember it. But it basically said that. Oh no, I'll go and have a look at it. I'll read it.
It's all about the bullshit artist.
No. The one
No.
about being dead. The one about being.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
And there's another one that you don't argue with an idiot because you both lose.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's why we don't argue.
That's right. That's why we're good friends. I
actively
didn't want to say
discussed.
anything, Fred.
It's called actively discussed.
Haha.
Oh, you're here.
Discuss.
Or
Or discuss. Not
You're here,
discuss.
Ray. I didn't
Discuss.
see you.
That's funny.
In the group.
Well, Ray is on. Fred is on from last week. Did we make any progress? Last week we talked about email marketing, how you use it, whether you have a list. We also talked about the ever-growing crazy inbox, which I
That's
believe
horrible.
Fred and I forgot his name, Wayne.
Yeah. Wait.
Wayne.
He's got to do his Monday.
Yes, won the prize for most crammed email boxes in the multi tens of thousands. It's amazing.
There you go, Mary.
Yes, I saw that. I laughed hard.
My problem is I forget to delete the emails. I'll look at them. Doesn't mean I delete them.
Yeah, that's we talked about that and talked about unsubscribing and things like that. And then we talked about oh God, I'm getting echo. Hang on. It's weird. Sometimes that happens and sometimes rarely it happens, but every once in a while. Okay, that's good now. So is it echoey for you?
There's
There was a little bit there.
a little bit there.
Shut up,
That's
Nobby.
fine.
Shut up, Nobby.
You guys are characters. Anyway, we also discussed about how to increase engagement in the community networking project group. And that is why you are beginning to see some people who were here last week have the opportunity to be part of the live tribe, which is to add some value to the group by doing a live inside the group. So it was a
Cool.
benefit of membership and showing up.
So sorry
Ray
I missed
did
it.
And who else signed up? I know you're doing one, Fred. And then Helen? Was Helen the other one doing one?
You made the list. I thought you kept it.
I have it. Hang on a second.
See, this how it was your room. I thought you were managing it.
Oh, it was Faye. It wasn't Helen. I'm sorry. It was Faye. So Ray is Tuesday. Faye is Wednesday. Monday is supposed to be Wayne. Friday is me. I don't think I wrote down what your day was.
No, I actually did one on Monday, but
It must be Thursday.
no, I didn't pick one. So, but
Oh.
I'm happy to choose Thursday. Yeah, Thursday's fine.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. I know, I mean, it's your group, but the whole point was we wanted to increase the engagement for everyone in the group, but doing the lives is important to engage the members of the other group. And when we know somebody's going live, we can, and I just changed my notifications because I didn't have all on for that group. I only had highlights. So that's like, oh, well, if they feel like showing it to me, I might see it or I might not. So I just changed the notifications on there. But part of the perk of being a member, which we all are, is to have more opportunity to be seen for what you're doing. So the point was to give some value in some way, teach something. I know Ray was talking about how, getting leads and things like that. I'm actually up for tomorrow, which I guess technically for a lot of you is Saturday, but that's fine. However, whatever that works. I'm actually going to be talking about having a mentor in your business. Or a sounding board for what you're doing. Because sometimes when we're in our business, it's really, really hard to see what our business looks like because we're in it. And we think that everything we do, because we've thought about it a million times in a million ways, is the right way to do it. And I think we all need that sounding board. So I'm actually doing a live on that tomorrow about making sure that you have those people, whether it's a paid coach or whatever. I'm sorry?
What time is the live tomorrow?
It's not really a scheduled time. It's just that we have a date in which we do it. But I will tell you, mine will most likely be at mine's probably going to have to be in the
morning or afternoon?
It's probably going to have to be in the afternoon because I've got a couple of
Any time is the right time. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll probably be the afternoon. It'll probably be after 2.
Okay.
So, unless I get up really early, and then it might be in the morning, but because I have something at 10 that I have to be ready for, and it like takes some mental prep. So I want to make sure that I'm ready, for that. So that's kind of what I'll be talking about. But even if you miss it in the live, it's fine. If you can come in and make some comments afterwards, Facebook is going to, even for people who have highlights, if we have enough comments on these, they will push it out and show other people there's a live in the group. And it is really, what do you want to say? A bonus and a privilege to be in the live tribe and be part of that. And I don't know how you're going to do that, Fred, if you're going to offer more than one person the opportunity to go live. We chose a very specific day in our schedules that work so that we can be consistent. We're doing it in a 4-week increment. Is that right? So we're committing to doing it for, we're going to test it for June. And then it will be rotation. Like if you are somebody who's commenting on the lives and you're a member, you may get asked if you want to take a month rotation in that. So I'd like to think that our engagement and increased engagement will actually bring you the privilege of sharing, because everybody has their own expertise that they can share on. And it doesn't matter. It's not like it's a sales live. This isn't really what when we talked about it, this isn't really what it was for. It's really more about marketing your expertise, because the thing is, I could talk about that, and I do a 1 hour sort of brainstorm session with people. I don't want any long-term, like I'm your, 10,000 a month coach or 5,000 a month. I'm not doing any of that. I don't want to do that. But what I'd love to do is like pry your head open and like explode your mind into thinking different ways. Yes, right. I did that with somebody today and they're like, oh God. I did it with somebody yesterday too. But the thing is, I like to do the one-off, like where I do that. And now because some people can't afford that $1,000 a month coach, but you still need that sounding board for what you're doing. And so, and you probably have things laid out, but to have somebody, look at it and hear another set of eyes or ears on what you're doing, it's important. So I don't care if somebody wants to book with me or with anybody else. It's about the value of doing it. That's what I really want to talk about. I don't care. There's people in the group that might not, they can't pay anybody, but they'll be accountable with somebody else. And I think that's just as valuable to create those relationships and do that. So that's what I'm talking about. I don't know, Fred, are you going to talk about different apps, or what kinds of things are you going to talk about? Obviously, Mark.
Right now, I've got no idea. Yeah. But something will crop up for sure. Yeah, I'll probably, talk about maybe what I've listened to or learned during the week from someone else, and
Okay.
pick points out of theirs rather than just regurgitating all the stuff that we've already spoken about, although we do get new members in. So, and it's, we're talking about 5 to 10 minutes, like maximum, we're not talking about going on for an hour or whatever. So it's really a short tidbit or help that we're looking to give other members. So, but again, like what Sherry was saying, showing your expertise and what you can help with. So that's
right.
the idea behind it. And we can change that, in 4 weeks' time, if that needs to be tweaked or whatever else, we can change the format or give people direction or whatever.
I think the whole point is that, we're trying to be flexible and, bringing more people to this screen, but also engagement in the group, right? Because this isn't the only time that you get to show your expertise and talk about what you do. When people come here, they see you talk about it. When you're talking about it in there, it's like an open forum, and they're going to see if you're communicating on other people's posts. Active people always yield the best in a group. They get the most leads, they get the most connections, they make the most money by being connected to the most people in a group. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Wouldn't you say, Fred?
Yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, what's it, the squeaky wheel, So
well, and you know what, the fact is, when people see you interacting and sharing your expertise, and this is another advantage to being one of the live people, is people will have you top of mind when that comes up, and people say, man, I feel like my brain's just, not working right. Like, you should talk to Maury. Like that's where that is. And that comes from that interaction and knowing what somebody does. The only way they know what you do is to show up. Right. So I think that it's a good structure, but we'll see. We'll see. So we all know each other pretty well, but let's go around and just say very short, to the point, who you are, what you do, and let's talk about something that you would like from the people on this screen to help you move your business forward this week. One thing, whether it's a share of something, whether it's I need to talk to an accountant, whatever it is, something that you need this week to move a step forward in your business. And I'm going to pick on Fred first because I can.
No. I'm going to pass the baton to somebody else. No. Look, all of you here know me, but just for the recording benefit, I run a digital agency.
Are you recording, by the way?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, no, it's recording. Yeah, so so I run a digital agency called More Marketing Ideas, and I help business with their online marketing, whatever that be, whether it's helping them with their websites, with their email marketing, SMS marketing. And we also offer a CRM system, which allows people to follow up with their clients and maintain contact. And I also created this Facebook group, or a free Facebook group where you can join, and also this networking group where you can communicate and build your own networks and grow your business by being involved with these amazing people inside this group. So that's, and what am I looking for this week? Well, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I was on a session earlier this morning, and these guys I've been following for a while, and I'm a member of what they call their VIP group. And they're going to be running a 3-day challenge on implementing AI into a CRM, which is, for people with the CRM, it's great, but they're also talking about other tools that are, it helps them integrate. So I'm going to put a link in the chat to their free Facebook group. So you join the Facebook group. Their challenge is, it's a 7-day entry, and then it goes to $47 a month after that. But to get to the challenge itself, they'll have it behind the $7 window, basically. So you can get a month's access to their VIP system for $7. And you can do that. So I'll drop a link in the chat. But if you decide to sign up for the $7, I'll also have an affiliate link, because then if you stay with them for the $47 a month ongoing VIP, obviously I'll get a little bit out of that as well. So, but I'll drop a link in the chat to that group. And if AI interests you and connections and stuff, but even if you haven't got the CRM, I think what they're going to teach will probably be a benefit to some people, talking about the various AI tools that are available.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. How about you, Ray? Tell us who you are and what we can do for you this week.
I'm just deciding.
You deciding who you are, or deciding what you want? What you need?
Yeah. Okay, I think I know who I am. Yeah. I'll just check, make sure. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, okay. Now, we're Rachel away from rachelaway.com, a news advocate. And what I do basically is in the network marketing industry there, with a pretty cool company in itself, which is going places, and especially down the AI track with technology. Okay. And so what is coming out of that company will be brand new platforms all built by Infosys. And also we will be getting algorithms that help us nurture our clients along as well, so that it monitors their buying habits. Anyone in your downline who's a customer or a distributor, it monitors their buying habits, and reminders will go out. So it's exciting times with a company that's pretty customer concentric with regard to, because that whole industry of beauty and wellness has been so geared up towards retail selling and department store selling from there. And it's the network marketing companies that adopt AI that are going to thrive. If they don't adopt it and get involved with it, they'll die. It's as simple as that. And so I like to work with people who want to look good, feel great, and therefore they can perform well. So if you're feeling good about yourself, you will perform well. It's as simple as that. So Rach Ridaway from rachridaway.com. Wish I was sitting by that beach, but it's a bit bloody cold. Okay.
It's nice and warm here today, so we did not have that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate that. And next we're going to go to Nobby.
Why? What did I do to you?
Because I said so.
What are you going to do to us is probably what's more important. Yeah.
You had your shot back in your box.
Great.
Okay, so I'm Nobby Clyman. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and for 20 years I was a financial advisor, and I got out when the industry went stupid with regulation and compliance. And 2 years later, I got bored of being unemployed. So now I'm a recovering financial advisor. And the question that kept going through my head was when women used to say to me, I don't want financial planning, insurance, or investment. I just want help with managing my daily money. When I couldn't find the right program, I created one. It's called Money Rules. And I'm going to put a link in the chat, which will allow you to go and create your own free report, which will show you where you are and where you could be just on your current income. So you're not expected to earn any more money, not expected to fast for the next 365 days. You don't have to. So that's basically me. Oh, and the thing that I want, lottery numbers for Saturday night.
Okay, lottery numbers. I'm writing it down.
Thank you.
And also you'd like what with that?
Spaghetti and baked beans.
I was thinking like you want us to share that link or I mean
right, yeah. Please feel free. Oh, actually, I've made a mistake. I've left a space in between there. I don't think I can edit that, so I'll put it in again.
Yeah, and you forgot the HTTP because otherwise it's not clickable.
Oh, really? You wouldn't believe I did it again.
I believe it. I know you.
No, Fred. There we go. Oh, now I forgot to put the thing on the end of it. Damn.
Nothing worse than forgetting to put the thing on the end of it.
That's right. I've been up
you
all
guys have
night.
a lot of things that are not in the right place. Let me just put it that way.
You never know where you'll go when I get on.
Super saucy group here. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Woo!
look, my job is to put a smile on your dial, and if I don't do that, then I've failed. God, I can't even spell today because I've been up all night.
Don't you have this saved? This is your task for this week, Nobby. Go to Google Keep and make a task list. Or I have a Google sheet that's called Project Links. And the whole thing is there. I just go to it and copy it every time I need it.
No. I've gone back to what I was doing before. Yesterday I employed a VA. So
yes, well, that's what my VA created it and keeps it updated.
I think Murray is following your lead. He just likes putting spaces in.
Yeah, Murray, you scared heck out of me. I thought, what the hell? And then I realized it wasn't mine.
Dear.
Actually, I did it on purpose just to make it look like.
Yeah, right. Oh, we believe you, Murray. We believe you. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, look, pick any one of them. One of them will work.
Yeah.
Something. And the fun continues. Thank you so much, Navi.
As always, my pleasure. Anything for good-looking women.
Oh, well, there you go. I'll own that one. Let's see. Money rules. I'm just going to write it down on my paper here. .au. And if you did not put that link, Nobby, in the offers that Fred has up on in the group, you should go put that link in there under that post that is for Thursday.
Right.
Because you can do that. Because you're here.
I'll tell my VA. She's sure to be paid shortly.
You can do it. She'll probably spell it right and have all the letters and no spaces and all that good stuff.
Right.
I know, tough crowd in here tonight. Okay, how about you, Maury? Come on down.
Well, yeah, everyone knows who I am. I'm obviously a porn star from the 70s and been unemployed ever since. I
recognize the face.
More like Captain Kirk in that chair.
Come on, like with this mustache, I gotta be a porn star from the 70s. Anyway, unemployed porn star from the 70s. Actually, I'm a neuroscientist, if you can believe that. I'm what I call a brainwave entrainment engineer. I create audio and visual stimulation techniques that changes your behavior by changing your neurochemistry. My work's used by doctors and clinicians all over the world for Alzheimer's treatments, PTSD, depression, anxiety, stress, sleep disorders, all that kind of stuff. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for a shorter spice route to India. Actually, that was Christopher Columbus, I think. So I apologize. That also isn't what I'm looking for. I sometimes get confused with Chris. But what I'm actually looking for is to ask why anyone thinks a 5-day challenge, a 3-day challenge, a 10-day challenge is worth anything except wasting 5 days, 10 days, 3 days. That's what I'd like to know.
I think it
Another-
depends on what the outcome is.
Actually, what I'm really asking is, I mean, that's kind of a joke, but not really. It's kind of like what I'd like to know is how many of you actually measure results for what you do, like social media, advertising, marketing, whatever, email campaigns, because I expect that 90% of what most people do, and that's probably a generous amount, meaning 10% is actually effective and 90% is a waste of time, but it kind of makes you feel good. Kind of like in the 80s when I was working my first jobs, and I would pay more time to tidying up my desk than I would to doing the work, because it was like a make work project. It didn't actually change my results, but it made me feel like I was doing something anyway. So that's my question. Why are you doing what you're doing, and are you measuring it to see if it's actually worth it?
Question.
Okay. It is a great question. I
Thank
think it depends on like in what my first thought was when you say why do you do 3-day, 5-day, 10-day challenges, 30-day challenges, any of this, my answer was the first thing that came to my mind is so that you can learn the consistency. That's the only way that you succeed in any of those challenges, is you have to be consistent.
You're not accomplishing anything. You're just think about it. You want consistency. How about this for a 30-day challenge? Do your work. That's a 30-day challenge that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, but there's very few people.
No, these 30-day challenges and 10-day challenges and 5-day challenges, they're just trying to con you into buying something after it all.
Well, that may be true, but I think
Post the challenge maybe, and then you might make something out of it. But otherwise, I think you're just wasting your time. I think most people are wasting their time doing like idiotic things that someone makes popular. Why does it get popular? I haven't the foggiest. But it doesn't affect anything. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't accomplish anything.
No, I'd have to disagree with that, because I attend, and what do you call them, 30-day challenges or just 1-day information sessions or 1-hour information sessions, whatever they are. And 9 times out of 10, I get something out of it. It might only be a small nugget, but 9 times out of 10, I will get something out of that time. And even with, like I mentioned about a 3-day challenge these guys have got coming up, I've got no doubt that when they talk about some of the tools, some of them I won't have heard about. Now, whether I utilize them moving forward or not, but at least I'll be able to talk about them to somebody else if they come up in conversation. So there's a benefit there in its own right.
I guess I think when you do business, the only thing that matters is making money.
Not necessarily. That's
now, if your business involves helping people, then you have to help people and then you make money. But yeah, business is about making money. It's not about learning things. It's about learning things that you use to make money. That's what the bottom line is. That's what a business is. If you make $100,000 a month, then you're helping $100,000 worth of people. If you're making $10 million a month, you're helping a lot more people. The money is an indicator that you're actually doing your work. If you don't have the money because you're busy doing all these challenges and stuff, I guess what I'm saying, Fred, is I believe there's more efficient ways to learn these things without spending days or weeks or months or whatever, doing it in some Hollywoodish style system that's basically a touchstone that really doesn't mean anything. The reason why challenges took off is because it's kitschy, not because it works or not because it does anything. The reason why people host like these really big networking things where you pay like $300, $400, $500 to attend, the reason why they hold these things is so that they can invite a bunch of people on who are their friends or who paid them money to pretend to be their friends and say, hey, I'd like to thank all you 300 people for coming to my networking event. I'd like to introduce my friend Nobby, who has this most amazing product and service, and he's going to be able to help you to help yourself to make yourself $1 million. And right after Nobby, we have Ray. And after Ray, we have Fred. And after Fred, we have Sherry. And then we have Mary. And by the time you're done listening to all my friends' infomercials and spending $5, $10, $15, $20,000 total, you are going to be so much better prepared to wonder what happened to $5, $10, $15, $20,000.
Well, I think you got to watch that you don't become a seminar junkie. It's as simple as that.
But can you tell that I haven't
And people think they're busy attending every goddamn seminar, challenge, whatever, and every networking event. You get to the point that you're not actually making any progress in your business, like depositing checks.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes, I understand what you're saying, Maury, because it's like, it's the saying that knowledge is power, but it's not knowledge is power, it's the applied knowledge, right? If you don't learn anything and apply it, it doesn't yield anything. I get
Yes.
that. I think sometimes people don't know the information, like especially like with things like that Fred does in the marketing stuff. Like I didn't used to know anything about funnels. I know about a thimble full of funnels now. I'm like, still don't want to do it. That's what I know now. I don't want to do it. And I want somebody else to do it for me and make it look pretty. And I can tell you, I want this changed in that color. That doesn't look right to me. But I do know what it does, but I didn't know any of that until I took some of those classes like you're talking about. So for me, it's an information gathering thing. I wouldn't take it just to take it. If it was something that I don't know anything about, or I don't know enough about, and I think I need to know more, I would take it. I wouldn't just do it to do it.
Right, but do you
Here's the
measure
thing,
your
Maury.
results after, I'm asking? You measure the results. That's the real
Well,
question.
my results are being measured with my VA. Yeah.
So here's
And
the thing with
I had a different thrust in that. Like I need to understand how it works. I don't need to do it. That's different for me in that particular case. I wasn't taking it to have a command of the information. I was taking it to have an understanding so I can have an intelligent conversation with the person who's doing it. That's why I had to take those kinds of things. So it's not a joy center for me. I just refuse to do it if it doesn't give me joy. Like that's just me. But I get in my inbox probably 5-6 times a week. You want to do this course? You want to do this class? I got 2 in the last 2 days. I'm like, nope, got a couple courses that I'm doing. They're self-study courses. I'm not done with those. I don't care if it's free. I don't care. It's not that it's free. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because it's not in my time frame, my time schedule. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's free or if it's $999 or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
But
So,
if you're attending these things like Fred does and you come away with a few nuggets, that's a bit more learning that you've accumulated. And there are ideas and stuff that you can implement, And I think it's a bloody good idea attending this and attending that as well. But somewhere along the line, you've got to draw the line as to between work and play type of thing.
So here's the
Well,
thing
and
with
I also
Maury's-
think it goes back to the measurable thing. Like that's a very important key. Like when we were talking about like doing the lives, are people engaging? Is it increasing that? Is it going to bring more people in? I mean, that's what June is for us to measure the whole thing to see how it's working. So yes, that will be implemented, for example, in that group with that project to see, right? And yeah, so I mean, that's gonna be how it goes. But anyway, we gotta let Mary go, and then I will tell you who I am, because like, not that you don't know, but Mary, you are up.
Hi.
Nobby's exploded. He's gone, right? He's gone.
I was just going to say, just before you jump in, Mary, let me say this. Maury is very cynical. And if you say black, he says white. He loves to argue. And if you say good, he says bad. And he'll keep going like that. He's baiting you.
He's just got an opinion.
I do it on purpose just to be a pain in the ass.
He's just got an opinion, and most of the time it's incorrect.
Well,
That's
hold
all.
on. I have one question. Did you pay for the 5-minute argument or the 30-minute argument?
Let me check my wallet.
It's a little light. Must have been the $30 one. Go ahead, Mary.
Oh, I am Mary, and I am kind of taking a hiatus from what I'm doing, and I'm creating a school to teach coaches and other professionals to do what I do and work with mental health issues and things that kids are struggling with, and being able to do it in a productive, efficient manner. And right now, I just created a new Facebook group. As y'all know, I spent the weekend in Buffalo, New York, doing a dedication ceremony for service members that have lost their lives due to suicide with PTSD. On average, 20 people a day, 7,300 a year die from suicide. And so I'm creating a new Facebook group that I'd like you to share it for service members that are struggling, so that they have it's by service members for service members, so they have a place to go and talk. So we can stop this and give them an avenue, because, you know, the VA just sucks.
Okay. So are you going to drop the link in there, Mary, for us? And we can, and also, I'd encourage you to go post in the group on that offer for the day. And the offer is actually, you know, to join the group if it's applicable to you, or share it out as a post on your page. So that we have it there in the recording also, and that we can each share it on there. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I just literally finished creating that before the meeting.
Nice title.
Yeah, good title.
One flag, one life represents that when down at the battle within, each flag is a person that lost the battle. Just want to be able to not have to put flags out every year.
You've just increased your membership by 100%, Mary. I've joined.
Awesome. There you go. Well, there you go. We can be some founding members for you. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. Can I ask on the school part, I'm curious what was your prompting to do that? You're going to train teachers. Is that, did I hear it right?
What I'm doing is I'm taking coaches, professionals that work with kids and work with people with mental health issues, and I'm going to train them in a mix of a few different things. One is NLP and hypnotherapy, and how to modify it in a meditation scripts. And this weekend, it was phenomenal for me because I got to meet the board of directors of the Music Hall of Fame in Buffalo, New York. And he does frequencies. And he's going to help me take the meditations, turn them into craft, personalized music for me with the frequencies, to put them in with the meditations to help slow your brain down, open other aspects. And I've been with professionals deal with sensory processing. It's just to educate and get people to understand how to deal with these issues in a level that I can't do myself, especially when it
That's
comes
awesome.
to autism and ADHD and ADD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking,
Cool.
Maury, is there not something that you could do together with Mary in the music or the brainwaves and that you address?
I could
Down the road.
I don't like mixing my work with other people's work like that, because it may not, I don't know what the other guy's doing, and they may conflict with each other. I don't want to ruin the effectiveness of what she's working on. So
yeah, no, I get that. I understand that. It was only because you were saying, Mary, you're dealing with people's brains and emotions and everything like that, and obviously, there's Maury, what you're doing. You're saying that you're the way that you come up with the music, that you can affect people's attitudes and actions and things like that.
I've actually come across two veterans groups. One is some kind of it's an equine therapy where they actually have area for the people to live there for a while, and they get a horse and they get a brush and they build a bond with the horse, and it's supposed to be very, very good for PTSD and all this stuff. And I'm going to be talking to them. It's something ranch. I wish I could remember. The meeting was last week that I had with them, and I've got another
I
one
know who you're
coming.
talking about, and I can see his
Yeah.
face.
The
It
guy with the
runs-
cowboy hat, the big beard.
Yes. I
and-
can't think of his
There's
name.
another group as well. There's another veterans group. I've been trying to get into veterans groups for ages, but no one wants to listen if it's not cutting or burning, right? So
Right.
So the fun-
And I've got a couple organizations that I got to connect you with that I talked to this weekend that are interested in what you
Sure.
do and how to work with the veterans. There's another organization that teaches scuba diving because being underwater helps with the pressure and the anxiety. There's a lot of different organizations that we're gonna.
Sorry, you'd be amazed how calming water. I mean, everyone knows it because they
Mhm.
feel it, but they pay attention. Having these retreats and stuff near water is phenomenally therapeutic. Like,
Mhm.
wow. There's so many
And
natural.
I was just going to say, I'll attest to how calming water can be because we went to far north Queensland and a place called Port Douglas, and we went out to the reef, and I was standing on this reef, and I just had no energy. I was totally lethargic, had nothing at all, and I just put my arm up in the air waiting for somebody to see, and all around me the water went very calm. It was very quiet. And I was thinking, this is it. And it was just that quiet. And fortunately, after about 6 hours, somebody actually saw my arm up in the water and came and got me. Mightn't have been that long, but it felt that long.
Yeah. Well, apparently taking walks in the woods are also very therapeutic. Apparently it has something to do with green. The different shades of green tend to be very therapeutic. I would strongly suggest anyone who's living with PTSD or depression paint their main room where they live in a primary green. Yeah.
Depends on your triggers, but like my living room is like a light mossy green, kind of like the share screen button on Zoom, and that's where my son lives. He doesn't go to his room. He lives and sleeps in my living room because that's.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. There's a lot of things, people don't realize that how many simplistic things that we can do to help ourselves. And the other thing that I wish people would get into their head is stop doing this. I don't know if it's like this in, Australia, New Zealand, but in North America, we wait for some problem to rear its head before we do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we do so many things here that are bad for us. It's like, I told you guys the rust story, right? Like, when you see rust on your car, that's not when it started. It started years ago. It took a while to show itself. And that's how it is, I
Yeah.
believe, too. And so many times we do, if we would just start being smarter about what we're doing and taking and eating and drinking and watching and reading. And, I think that most of the things that may happen to a lot of these people won't happen. And I have no way of proving this. But it's just a real strong gut feeling.
Yeah.
Or
I-
we
I
have the victim mentality. It's
Yeah.
always somebody else's fault for our problems.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
don't
other
get me started on that rabbit hole. We'll never get out of here.
The
With
other thing
that.
the other thing they say is that the time that you need a map is before you go into the woods.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. So I will go next. I was trying to remember what it was that I wanted to talk about.
So tell us, Sherry.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna
Well, that was
what I
pretty good.
what I was gonna need.
What do you need help with?
You never know with me, but anyway, no, I know. Okay, so Sherry Leopold, I help you stand up and stand out as the unrepeatable miracle that you are by helping you create options, whatever option that is that you need. But one of the things I love to do is help people gain exposure, either through my television shows or my magazine. That is my primary exposure tool. which I love sharing with people. I love having contributing writers. That is a huge need for me always. We're going to have our second issue. Technically, we had a special issue for the Mother's Day, but our second actual issue is coming out June 30th of the Wow Warrior magazine. So there's still a couple slots if people want to slide in, and if you're a good prolific writer and want to submit before it comes in, you can let me know about that. But actually the thing I would need most is I really, really would like to have some more committed people that will share the magazine when it is released on June 30th, which literally would just be a, hey, my friend Sherry's second issue of Wow Warrior magazine is out, and just put it out. You can share it from my post, copy it from my post, whatever. I can send you the graphic and the language, however you want to do it. But that's really what I need right now is, hey, be looking for this magazine coming out.
Send me a copy, and if it's appropriate for my list, I'll send it out to a list of mine that's got
Sure.
like 20 people on it.
Sure. It won't drop until June 30th, but I can I can send you the I can send you the link to the first one. So
You've got one
you
already.
you can basically see. We'll have two new columnists actually in.
Drop the
I'm
link.
sorry?
Drop the link to the previous one in the chat, Sherry, and then what we'll do is I'll put it up in the descriptions on YouTube when we post the video.
Okay, sure. Anyway, so let's see, we have about just a couple more minutes. I like to have us have a task. And unfortunately, there's only 3 out of the 6 of us that were here last week, so I can't pick on them and see if they did their task, which was a lot of us had just email cleaning up to do. I unsubscribed to a lot of people this week. Not any of you, but a lot of people. I deleted a lot of emails. That's how that goes. And that was actually my goal. I also, Fred, you'll get a chuckle out of this. I, you know, my whole thing with my Apple computer and the master key and all that. And that was like a 9-month ordeal and fight with Apple, and 32 hours spent on their customer service, all for them to go, oh, it's a business computer. Well, we can unlock that. Duh. Anyway. Yeah, after 32 hours spent. Anyway. So I actually was sure, as my name is Sherry, that I had that copy of that master key. And sure enough, I'm gonna tell you, I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stack like filing thing right next to my computer. Now, my husband looked at that twice when I was in Omaha when I needed it and couldn't find it. I came home, I've torn this office apart from one side to the other, top to bottom, every drawer, everything, at least twice, looking for this piece of paper. I kid you not, I was like, that is really looking disorganized 2 days ago. I'm going through it. There is that piece of paper. I kid you not, with that number on it. I could not believe it. Like, I looked at that piece of paper, I'm like, you ruined 9 months of my life. No, it was my fault. But I was like, I don't know how that was there. I like literally do not know how that paper was there. It looked exactly as I described it to my husband. Even had a circle on it.
He probably put it back when you weren't watching.
No, because he looked for it twice too.
Yeah, he might have
in the
found
same
it,
place.
decided not to give it to you.
So Sherry, I would suggest that you maybe make up like a Google Doc, you know, and this sounds like somebody's telling me before something about, you know.
Actually, I looked at my Google Keep because I thought I had maybe took a picture of it and put it there. I will tell you, with the senior supervisor of Apple, we together with Screen Share looked in my entire 2 years of Google Photos. Listen, I did it all. So anyway, but I found the damn thing. I got into it. I don't need it, but it also did lock me out of my my actual Apple account. I had to make a new one. So I could now technically get back into that other one if there's anything in it, because I, you know, stopped paying for storage after, you know, 12 months of not being able to get into it. But anyway, So my point to all of that is, you know what? Sometimes you just got to spend the time to like declutter. And that's what I was doing, is like, I need this desk to look like neater. So the inside of my head will be neater, right? Maury, he's going to give me some stuff to like make that not be so cluttered like my desk.
Anytime.
Anyway,
Go
yeah.
stand
Just-
with it.
just strap it on. I'll sleep with it. I'll wear headphones with a unicorn horn like somebody I know that does. I'll listen to it 24/7. It'll all be good. Anyway, I do want to give you a task. So Fred, let's come up with a task that everybody that's here, because I'm gonna chase you down next week. I'm gonna send Faye and Wayne, we're gonna send them a message and put a little @ sign in the group and say, what's your email account? Because we're gonna tease them. So what's our task, Fred? I did last week.
Hang on, you just said you were going to come up with a task.
I know,
What
but
task?
I'm
Delegating.
checking on it.
Delegation, is that your task?
The task is to sign up for a 3-day challenge. Just kidding.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm failing that one big time.
Unless it's yours.
Like, I think
I
No, I
totally
will not
thought
have-
those.
I'm
I
not
want
a
to just be
hypocrite.
clear. I totally thought you
I
were
am not
gonna
a
ask.
hypocrite. I will not hold one. I will not do one. I promise you.
You can
If
go
someone,
to-
if someone who works with me wants to, they can, but I'm not having anything to do with it.
Murray, I'll give you a challenge. The challenge is to do a 3-day challenge. That's the challenge. There you go.
Yeah.
Make
I'll
it
give
5,
you,
Mary. Make it
but I can't
5.
say it with women here.
And
So,
Murray, if you
Make-
fail,
make-
if you
make-
fail
make
a
it an
3-day
easy one,
challenge,
guys. We've got a
Murray, I'll
couple
give
of-
you 10 days.
Mary has put her link in the chat, and Sherry's going to drop her link in the chat. So a nice, easy task for all of us. Share the link.
Oh, I gotta go find it. Sorry, I started trying to find it, and then I got
Share those two
excited and
links.
started
So
laughing about that.
one for Mary's group and one for Sherry's publication, previous publication. That's it.
Share the link to your computer too.
That's
That way you
Share the
only
link
have
to your
call
bank
us.
account. How's that?
Yeah, well, that's of no
Numbers,
use to anyone at the
access
moment.
Your
numbers.
credit card.
Damn right.
Let me make sure
Oh,
it's the
by the
right
way,
one. until I
Sherry,
do
you
this.
reminded me of something. There's a book from the early 1900s called The Master Key System by Charles Hennell. I strongly suggest, even though it's ancient, I strongly suggest you can get it for free. Just write down Master Key System by Charles Hennell, free PDF download. And it's about 160 pages, so not that bad, but it's actually pretty interesting. And I think most people would get value out of it, especially because it costs you nothing.
What's it called,
I've been
Maury?
trying it. It's
Master Key?
called the Master Key System. That's the word. Those are the words you used when you were dealing with Apple or something. And I thought, wow, I've been trying to remember the name of this book for like months.
Well, put it in the chat, mate, please. Yep.
Here, I actually already downloaded it. So here it is. You can download it right from the chat.
Well, we'll keep you on. Okay.
Sorry, I'm struggle busing today.
So Sherry,
Yes.
yeah, I got interrupted there with a beautician ringing me back. And anyway,
What?
they even do that here. And so on Tuesdays, you still want a video thing from me as in the group live? Yeah, okay, rightio. I'll
Yep.
come up with something, different. Okay. That was my
If I
first
had-
video that I ever done live. So that was cool.
Well, I thought
I'll even
really,
give
I
myself
would
a pat
never
on
have
the back
known
for
that.
Fred. Yeah, okay, cool.
I
What
thought you
was
did
that?
very well. I thought you did very well. I would never have known that.
Yeah, well, just expect it to get better, okay?
That's right. Well, and here's the thing. I think that was one of the things I thought if we ran out of things to talk about, which I would love to talk about next week, is how do you incorporate video? And if you do incorporate video in your business, how does it work for you measurably, as Maury says? And because I think that's it's an important part, because people are very visual learners, and I think it's a good tool, but I'd like to know how people are using it. Like even though I've been chastised by people on my own team, my Lavelle team, like they, you should do TikTok. I'm not doing dances. I'm not doing anything ridiculous. Although I did do a chicken dance one because that was really funny with them. And it got like 5,000 or 8,000 views or some stupid thing.
Was it a belly dancing?
No, it was kind of
Oh.
like doing the chicken dance thing. And then I was in the front and I was doing it and they walked off and I turned around like I didn't know they were there. They weren't there anymore. So it was just me doing it by myself.
That's like line dancing,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, except you're the only one in the line anymore. Yeah, so it was really funny, but I would do it something that if it was funny, but nobody wants to see an almost 60-year-old woman dance. I mean, you might see it if I've had a cocktail, but not to build my business. But anyway, we'll talk about that next week when we come back to CNP Thursday night. How about that? And don't forget, if you aren't in the live tribe and you want to be, you need to contact Fred about open dates. And that's up to you, Fred, if you decide you want to have more than one person on a date, or if you want to do Saturday and Sunday, just do 7. Right now, it's just sort of beta testing, if you will, in June. So you still have time to jump in and be part of that if you want to, but you need to reach out to Fred and be a member of CNP because it is a perk for doing it in the group. So that sounded so dirty. Doing
Okay, having more than one person on a date didn't sound all that clean either. I was fighting saying threesome.
We are really having trouble tonight.
Well,
anyway,
you could be that
if you feel
70s
like-
porn star all over again.
Yes, right. You started it. Yeah. So if you feel like being part of the live tribe, you can talk with Fred and work that out with him. But if you're willing to give value to the group, we certainly would like to support you in doing that, especially if you're willing to do a live in the group. It's actually great training for yourself as well. And next week, we'll talk a little bit about more how you can build your business with video. So thank you, everybody, for being here. It was amazing.
So, Maury, that was called Dirk Diggler.
Okay, take care wherever you are. Enjoy the snow and cold.
Thought it was John Holmes, wasn't it?
He was the
Well,
actor.
my
Dirk.
nickname was Snake.
On that one, we're leaving.
Oh my God.
See
Mary's
you
like,
later,
I'm-
guys. Okay, take care.
Have a great
Good
one.
night.
Bye.
Got a pill for that.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.